aka Megabuzz. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a different kind of Lost Box deck, and this has been one that I have been kind of telling everybody, like my locals and stuff, that I don't really think it's that great of a deck. I think it's kind of a pile. It's really hard to pilot. It's very clunky at times, but I finally gave it a shot and picked it up and tried it out, and boy was I ever wrong. This deck actually has potential, and it is really fun to play. But before we jump into the deck list here, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Alrighty guys, I'll see ya in that deck list. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that deck list. Lost Counter Box. Now, there's a lot going on in this deck, so I'm going to try to break down why each card's in here and just try to explain each card a little bit instead of what I normally do where I just kind of zip through each card and then do it that way. I'm going to try to slow it down a little bit because there is a lot to take in here. So of course we got Comfey's and Cramorant and Colress to be able to, well, get the Lost engine kind of rolling, getting things into the Lost Zone so we can at least get up to 7. This deck doesn't need to hit to 10 because we're not playing Sableye, and we're also not playing Giratina V-Star, so we don't need that Star Requiem. So we only really need to get to 7 so we can use Mirage Gates. So now, with that in mind, we also have 2 Lost Vacuums to be able to put even more cards in the Lost Zone if we need to, and be able to remove Path to the Peak, or any sort of tools that our opponent may have that we don't want them to have, you know, Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, or the Future Booster Energy Capsule, Choice Belt, or Emergency Jelly, or Path, or anything of that nature that could be in our way. And then we got some of our setup cards here with 4 Battle VIP Pass, 3 Nest Balls, and then of course we also have for Mirage Gate to be able to just put energies onto things once we hit that 7 in the Lost Zone there. And then as our bit of comeback cards, or catch-up cards I would say, we have Roxanne, Raihan, and Counter Catcher that will only really work if we're behind in the prize card race, being Roxanne or Counter Catcher most of the time, and Raihan being able to just get that energy onto something we might need it onto, and then being able to find a card, and then being able to find cards, we also got Forest Healstone with that Star Alchemy. And in order to find that Forest Healstone, and to also find super effective glasses, we have Town Store. So, super effective glasses is usually kind of just used for specific matchups for our Tropius, or our Miniors, or whatever, to hit harder than it will need to. We also have a Hisuian Heavy Ball to be able to find our whatever attacker we may need out of our prize cards, or even just a Comfey, or maybe even, you know, Greninja if we need it to be able to draw some more cards. We're not really trying to attack with it. Just be able to find that Pokemon at the prize cards there. And then of course we got Switch Cart, Switch, and Escape Rope to be able to get Comfey's up into the active spot and flower selecting until we get to 7, and then being able to of course also get, you know, Roaring Moon or Iron Hands or whatever Pokemon we need to attack with that at the end of that turn up into the active spot. And then for energy count here, we got 4 Dark, 2 Water, 2 Grass, 2 Electric, and 1 Gift Energy. The Gift Energy is in here because sometimes your hand gets kind of clunky with this deck, and you need to be able to refill it. And, well, a lot of our Pokemon only really need, you know, 1 or 2 of the specific energy type to be able to attack. So being able to just put Gift Energy up on that mini, or slide it up into the active spot and then just attack with it, or put it on, you know, maybe Iron Hands, and then that gets KO'd so we get to draw some more cards or something, can be really nice, especially against certain matchups where they're trying to judge Path or Iono Path, or just put us in really small hand sizes. And then for our attackers here, of course we got Cramorant for that Spit Innocently, we got Galarian Moltres V to be able to Dire Flame Wings and put some energies onto it, and it's really nice into Gardevoir or Mew. And then of course we got Roaring Moon EX, which is also really good into Gardevoir and Mew, but it's also really nice too because you can instant KO anything in the format with Frenzy and Gouging, which can be really nice because, well, Charizard's a really big Pokemon to deal with, and sometimes Rapid Box can be really tough to deal with, so trying to get just those free 3 prize cards can be really nice if our opponent can't punish us by just KOing the Roaring Moon because it's only going to have 30 hit points left. And then of course we got Iron Hands, so we can Ampy very much and just get this kind of going on, take some extra prize cards, hopefully be able to KO Lumineon or Squawkabillies or single prizers to be able to take some extra prize cards early on in the game. We got Mew EX for the restart ability, and Genome Hacking can be really useful in very specific scenarios. Minior for Snorlax Stall matchup, and it's also really good into Arceus decks, funny enough, because you can hit it for weakness, put super effective glasses on it, and then be able to do more damage. Same thing with Tropius, really good into Charizard or into Roaring Moon with those super effective glasses. Being able to just trade into a 2 prizer with your 1 prizer can be really, really helpful. So let's jump right in to that gameplay. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that gameplay with our Lost Counterbox deck. Now, one of the cool things about this deck is that we have so many different things in the format that we can answer. So no matter what our opponent's playing, most of the time we have something in our deck to at least respond to it and have a fighting chance, which is one of my favorite parts about this deck. And if you've been watching my content for any period of time, you always know that I'm a big fan of tails on the coin flip, whether I get to pick tails or my opponent picks eggs and then I just default get tails, which we end up getting tails on that coin flip here. So we're going to be able to elect if we want to go first or second. This deck always wants to go second, so we can try to go flower selecting into Colress, and then try to get a nice early attack with that Cramorant. And it looks like we're going against Roaring Moon here. That Morpeko really be able to give that away. And they're going to be able to bench that Squawkabilly here. Then they're going to be able to use that Squawk and Seize and really just start churning through the deck as much as they can. So now, our start isn't too bad either. We got Battle VIP Pass, which you can never, that's always great to have. Then we got Nest Ball as well. We got Galarian Moltres V, Escape Rope, Mirage Gate, and a Water Energy. So we got a good amount of things here in our starting hand to really get set up and start going through our deck as well. Our opponent can be able to Squawk and Seize, discarding some Dark Energies and stuff. Be able to attach to that Squawkabilly for turn, and then be able to Dark Patch onto the Roaring Moon. Then I'm going to be able to attach that Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. They really need to come up with a shorter name for that. To that Roaring Moon. Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. It's too long. It's just too long. Alright, so we're going to be able to start off with Battle VIP Pass, one of your favorite things that you want to do every single time you start a game. So we're going to be able to Battle Pass here. I'm going to grab Comfey and Cramorant. The reason I got Comfey and Cramorant is if I can Chorus or find it into a Chorus, I'll be able to attack with Cramorant early on. And we're going to flip through just the Pokemon real quick there to see what we're missing. And it looks like we're missing a Comfey and a Minior. And now I'm going to Nest Ball, grab this Radiant Greninja here. And then I'm just going to flick through the rest of the deck to see what I'm missing. And I realize that I'm missing a Battle Pass, a Nest Ball. I'm missing a Super Effective Glasses. Not super great. We want Super Effective Glasses in this matchup as much as we can so we can attack with Tropius for big weakness, hopefully, on things like Roaring Moon and things of that nature. So we are going to grab into this Iron Hands here off of this Flower Selecting. Now, the reason I grab Iron Hands and not Switch Cart is because my opponent will never know that I have this Iron Hands until I'm ready to attack with it. And what I mean by that is I'm never going to bench this Iron Hands until I know that I'll be able to pull off an Ampy Very Much attack, potentially on that Squawkabilly EX, because it hits for weakness, and I got the one copy of Boss in my hand as well. So, we're in a position here where we have a lot of potential with just the cards in our hand, and hopefully we can pull off the Ampy Very Much for 3 prize cards on that Squawkabilly. But we're going to be able to Lost Vacuum, removing that Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, get rid of our Galarian Moltres V, be able to pull off the Escape Rope here, and then we're going to go into Chorus, which is exactly what we needed to hit because we only had 3 in the Lost Zone after that Flower Selecting. So we're going to be able to play the Chorus. We're going to grab Raihan, Hisuian Heavy Ball, and the Water Energy. And the reason I grab these is because I want to try to get the Comfey that's out of my prize cards. I could grab Minior, but Minior's not really great in this matchup. It doesn't hit anything for weakness, and, well, Comfey is just better because I might need to be able to Flower Selecting more often to try to get the 7 if I can't find another Chorus or something early on. So we're going to be able to attach that Water Energy here, retreat into that Cramorant, be able to spit instantly for 110 damage on that Squawkabilly. Now, I put my opponent in a position where either A, you're going to give me 2 prize cards off the Squawkabilly because I can just attack you again with Cramorant, and you're going to, if you leave it up there and don't retreat out of it or anything, and you just use the attack Motivate to put 2 energies on your Roaring Moon, that's fine and all, but I'm going to be able to take 2 prize cards. But like I said, they don't know we have the Iron Hands, which is such a key part in this deck, is keeping things a really big secret and not benching them until you need them that turn. And we're going to top deck right into the Chorus there. Feels absolutely incredible. So you're going to be able to play that Chorus here. We're definitely going to take that Switch Cart. And then I'm going to grab the Gift Energy and I'm going to grab the Grass Energy. The reason I grab these is that there's nothing that I need to Lost Vacuum anymore. And I can give away and let go of one of the Dark Energies because the deck plays 4. And the Grass Energy is going to be way more important in this matchup as well, because Tropius hitting for weakness. So now I'm at 7. I'll be able to bench this Iron Hands, and I'll be able to double Mirage Gate and attach an energy for turn if I need to. And I have the Switch Cart to be able to go into the Iron Hands. So I'm going to Mirage Gate, grabbing a Electric and a Dark Energy here, and attaching them to the Iron Hands. Now, I could also Mirage Gate again for 2 energies, which I'm going to have to Mirage Gate for at least 1. And I could grab 2. I could grab, you know, Electric and a Dark again, but I have the Gift Energy in my hand, and I don't really feel the need to have to clean more energies out of the deck, because if I need to be able to attack with, you know, Tropius or Roaring Moon, I want to make sure that I have enough at my disposal for that. So we're going to conceal cards, be able to draw 2 here into the Mew and do a counter catcher, which isn't ideal, but we're going to be able to pull off the Amp You Very Much for 3 prize cards on that Squawkabilly. And man, it feels so good to be able to just Amp You Very Much for 3 prize cards on that Squawkabilly, putting us so far ahead in this game, it's going to be really difficult for our opponent to come back into the game. So we're going to be able to get the Minior off the prizes there, the super effective glasses, and the Switch. And I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. You know, we'll be able to, if they can KO this Iron Hands, then we'll be able to bench a Tropius, hopefully try to attack with that, and just be able to take some prize cards with that. If not, we also literally just have the Cramorant there to be able to take the KO on the Roaring Moon as well. So they have their friends engaging the Iron Hands to be able to KO it though. And if they didn't KO this and they just like Calamity Storm for 100, then I'm just going to boss up more Pekko, Amp You Very Much, take 2 prize cards there. So we're in a really, really strong position here. I'm going to put up the Comfey. Usually in a lot of Lost Box decks, what you want to do is put up Comfey in the active spot most of the time, because it allows you to be able to flower selecting and try to find more out of your deck and get rid of things. I'm going to get rid of that Electric Energy here. We're kind of at a point where we don't really need Iron Hands anymore. It really did its job and then some. So we're going to grab that Nest Ball to be able to find the Tropius here. And we have that Mirage Gate as well to be able to put 2 energies onto the Tropius. And we have Switch to be able to get out of the Comfey. We're going to, of course, attach the super effective glasses to that Tropius here. And we got Raihan if we needed to do that. But we don't really need to use Raihan, and I kind of want to save it in my hand for now, just in case if anything gets crazy where they like Iono me, or they, you know, play Roxanne or anything like that, and they put me to just 1 prize card. Just put 1 card in my hand because I only have 1 prize card. So we're going to be able to rally back for 90, KOing that Roaring Moon there, taking 2 prize cards, putting us at a 4-1 split. So we're up 3 prize cards on our opponent here, and it's not looking very great for them. I'm able to KO anything they have, really, with being Morpeko or the Liepard with Cramorant, and I'm able to KO that Morpeko with the Tropius as well if I can get into another energy or anything and be able to use Solar Beam. So we're in a pretty good spot here, and it seems like there's not a whole lot our opponent will be able to do to try to come back into this. They're going to be able to conceal cards, use Dire Flame Wings and stuff, and they're trying to put themselves in a position where, you know, they at least have a fighting chance. But they're gonna play that escape rope there and kind of just hope that I put up maybe the Cramorant so they can try to like KO it or just try to stall out. But like I said, it won't really matter what they end up doing. We're so far ahead that even if they were to take, you know, maybe 1 or 2 prizes, we have only 15 cards left in deck to find it. So our opponent knows that. They're going to concede to us there. And absolutely crazy. Being able to pull off that Amp You Very Much so early on in the game was absolutely the game changer, and boy did it feel good. So super cool deck, but let's talk more about it in that outro. Alrighty guys, and that's gonna do it here for our Lost Counterbox deck. I'll make sure to put this deck list in the description, so if you guys want to try it out for yourself, you'll be able to. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Absolutely crazy deck here. The deck feels like it has so many answers against so many different things in our format here, and since you really only need to go with 7 to the Lost Zone, you don't have to spend extra turns doing more flower selectings or playing a chorus, and you can really just take advantage of being able to attack early on with Iron Hands or Roaring Moon or anything of that nature. So absolutely cool deck, and I'll definitely be playing it more in the future. Alrighty guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace!